In this modern day and age, privacy has become a thing of the past. For the general public, that is. Corporations scoop up all your information, package it, sell it to the highest bidder, while they work hand in hand with governmental agencies that track and surveil everything you do. All the while, these government agencies and corporations get to operate behind the scenes, secretively, free from any oversight from the public. Transparency is a word that we hear all too often, but we rarely see in action. Transparency has a long history as a tool for government oversight. Now, today's anti-corruption movement focuses on just a few sentences that were written by a Supreme Court justice in the early 1900s named Brandeis. Now, he wrote, "Publicity is justly commended as a remedy for social and industrial diseases. Sunlight is said to be the best of disinfectants." In other words, shedding light on things that government agencies are trying to keep in the dark. And it's not just government agencies that lack transparency and operate in the shadows. Unfortunately, all three branches of government are highly susceptible to this form of secrecy. The courts are under enormous pressure to keep information out of the spotlight, so the public can't see this, so there's no public oversight from ordinary citizens. Judges have been removed from cases because of their perceived political beliefs. Nominees to replace them are judged on their politics rather than their judicial temperament or their constitutional interpretations. Judges will regularly seal information about cases, about witnesses, defendants, plaintiffs, informants, jurors, all in an effort to muzzle the parties involved under the threat of legal action, and they'll impose gag orders on these people that are involved. They'll kick the press out of the courtroom and lock the door. This is not how justice is done. Justice cannot be carried out in secret. And the federal government intends to have a secret trial, essentially, down in Nevada, in connection to the men that were arrested, indicted, and charged for their involvement in the 2014 Bundy Ranch standoff. Now, regardless of how you feel about what took place in Oregon and Nevada, that's not the issue here. The issue is the public has a right to observe, understand, and oversee these types of investigations and court proceedings. The defendants have a right to a fair, speedy, and public trial. The government has proposed a protection order in this case, and if approved by a federal judge, this would restrict virtually all documents produced by the government from disclosure. Now, typically this would be done, and they would cite national security. In this instance, the government cites this proposal for this protection order to protect key witnesses. Now, I suspect that they are doing this to protect informants or potentially agents that have infiltrated some of these militia groups. The federal prosecutors have proposed barring defense lawyers from giving copies of critical trial evidence to the media, essentially causing a media blackout on this story. This would be a dangerous precedent that would be set in case law at the federal level. The government could just redact and withhold the identities of their informants if that's the case, but instead they are choosing to go after a full media blackout on this. There are multiple media outlets that are fighting back, including the Associated Press and others. This would turn this into a secret court. We wouldn't know the details. There would be no public oversight, so there would be no accountability. This video isn't pro-Bundy. This video isn't anti-Bundy. This video is pro-justice. And I might not agree with what someone has to say, but I will defend their right to say it. When we start bending and breaking the rules because we don't agree with someone, because we don't like what they have to say, that puts all of our rights and liberties at risk. You never know, it might just be you that's next. I'd like to thank everyone who helped contribute and spread the word about our NewsBud Kickstarter campaign. Even though it was not successful in reaching our initial goal, we have not given up. We've gone back to the drawing board, we've shaken things up, and we're getting ready to launch a revised Kickstarter campaign Sunday, May 8th. That's Mother's Day. Watch for more info to come. Till next time, this is Spiro.